Hey, it's another rig review. So today we're back at the ScaleGarage with Dana Clark, and thanks for coming down again.
Thanks for having me.
And very excited to finally get a rig review on this amazing truck. You can't see half the detail on this thing, but I seriously wish that you were here to enjoy this because it's so well done. Ah, man. We're going to have to go through this thing from front to back here and just go make sure that everybody understands what's actually put into this rig. So, yeah, thanks for coming back. And this, besides the fact that we wanted to do this rig review ourselves, just to have a record of this incredible build, we've also had a bunch of comments on the YouTube channel about, hey, what's going on with that Blazer? Like, it's showing up here and there in different types of videos we've done out on the trails, and finally, we're going to show it off. So, Dana, thanks for coming by, and tell me, why did you build this rig? What's the main purpose for you building this rig?
Again, thanks for having me. Hi out there. Yeah, this sort of came about as a sort of a competition rig, or something that I can sort of bash around with. And it all was steering in the direction of a competition that we were going to have last August, which was the East Coast Scale Comp.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed that. So that's really the, how this sort of came about was, and the theme of this was to compete at the East Coast Scale Comp. With that, though, there's a lot of testing throughout the summer months, and trying different setups and different products. And as you can see, it's seen its fair share of usage with the amount of rust and scratches and so on. But certainly a fun one to build, and it's gone through different concepts and different tire combinations and rim combinations. But this is as it sits now, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So you talk about East Coast Scale Championship. We went down there to represent GCM together and really enjoyed that. And there were, how many of these do you think were there? I think there were
80.
No, I mean just Blazers.
Oh.
I think there were 2 Blazers.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
So, like, I don't see very many of these done up. I see the Lexan body, dropped onto whatever rig, and call it a scaler. But you've really gone way beyond, dropping a Lexan body on here. So, first of all, what kind of truck has this been built on top of?
So this was originally, I think, a Dingo or an SCX chassis.
Okay.
So if you want to pop that up there, you can see that the heart of this, well, it's actually got 2 hearts. One being the axial SCX chassis, and then the rest of it is a lot of GCM componentry, of course. But yeah, it started life as a Dingo.
And it looks like there's links up front here.
Yep.
It looks like a 3-link panhard in the front here going on with the links, and then you've got it leafed in the back.
That's correct. Now, I think the original, and you guys can correct us out there, but the original, I think, was leafed in the back. And
the K5 Blazer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We leafed all the way around, or leafed in back, and then I'm not sure what was up front. But
I don't know. I think it was link in the front, but anyway, you guys can comment and tell me if that's right or not. But
again,
definitely leaf in the back.
Yeah, I wanted to be scale. Along with the competition and these East Coast competitions and the ones that we go to, scale points is important, and that's something we can touch on later on. But, you want the truck to look as realistic and as scale as possible. So,
sure.
Whatever the stock suspension setup was, I tried to mimic that as best as I could. So, yeah, it began life as a Dingo. It went through a few transformations, obviously with the Blazer body. Now, this Blazer body I got off of SBG. I think was it Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin had originally started this one.
Yeah, so, and then I just took it upon myself. I think it was a discard for him. He kind of lost interest, and then made it my own, with, a little bit of paint and a little bit of trim work and some nice decals. Actually, these are metal.
Yeah, that's the laser etched.
Yeah. So that was, and put a full interior in it, different wheel combinations, as I said. So yeah, it sort of developed into this.
Can you guys see inside the dash here? This thing is lit up. You see in there? There's dash lights in there. It's got a full cloth bench seat. There's a driver in there sitting on a red cloth bench. There's a full dropped floor in here. The floor of the bed is actually right down here at the frame. And then it's got inner fenders inside, the proper interior inside, and it's just incredible. Really well done, man. Really well done.
Well, thanks. So, you know, on this build, not only is it a dingo, but it's got, I think it's got your SEX package, right? Combo kit on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we look at that, you know, with that, as we all know, it comes with the motor plate up front. It brings the motor right up front, which is good for weight distribution.
And the transmission.
And the transmission, of course.
Yeah.
The bulletproof 1-to-1 T case right in the center.
Yeah.
And then all of the GCM links for leafing it are all there. So there's a lot of things going on here to sort of create this monster. I think we had fun. We competed pretty well at East Coast. This thing did quite well. You know, it's our first attempt.
Yeah.
First go at it for me, anyways, and a lot of fun. And so the marry of Axial and the Dingo kit with the Proline body and GCM really made a nice package for competing with.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And I see you got a custom bumper going on here.
Yeah, that's sort of a ScaleGarage special, eh? We, I think one day I just let you loose on a front bumper for that, and so that's another GCM sort of custom bumper that actually is rusting and looking the part.
Sure is.
Yeah, for sure.
You got a winch line. There must be a winch hiding in there somewhere.
Yeah, we've got a winch. I think it's a RC 4-wheel drive winch and Hey-OK controller. Is that?
I think it's Hey-OK controller. Yeah.
Yeah, Hey-OK. As you can see, we got flashing lights, so that's a Hey-OK light kit.
Yeah, the light. He's light controllers in there too.
Yeah, so it's got that. So.
And that operates the tail lights as well, eh? For the stop and parking lamps in the back.
Yeah, exactly. So it labor of love, a lot of fun, and this will continue to be my brute. This continued to run a lot of tests, and you know, this was my first competition, and you know, there's a certain driving style, there's a certain technique that you need to sort of go through, and as a beginner, this combination really sort of paid dividends for me to not only practice and have fun hitting the trails, but also, you know, at the end of the day, compete, and so it was a good package for me. I again, as I said, these East Coast challenges, these challenges that these groups, these RC groups put on, are a lot of fun, and you know, a lot of you guys, if you can, get involved because it's a blast. It truly is.
Yeah, we love even the impromptu scale stuff. Hey, just getting some guys together and do some trailing, and all try to pick the same line and stuff. It's super fun.
Yeah. And you don't have to go too crazy, too. Like, I mean, I've got a stock motor in here.
Yeah.
And, you know, it did fine. I didn't get anything special. You know, there's FX Tekin...
FXR, yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, not too extravagant, not too crazy, but, you know, just enough to have fun and just enough to compete with. And, yeah, so pretty fun.
What are you using for battery power?
I'm using, actually, a 1.3 3-cell. A Hobby King special, yeah, and it's right up front. Again, that's a lot, as you and I have discussed over the years, for balance. You've really got that down to a science. Seriously, and I think that's one of the reasons why you've brought the SEX combo kit into the market. You can bring the motor up front, you can bring the tranny up front, you can bring some weight up front to really get the balance right. And you know, I was a beginner not that long ago, and you know, I wouldn't have known all of that. So, you know, to have these kits and to have, you know, this combination to put together so that it, you know, really starts to, you know, create a capable vehicle really helps. So yeah, I run a 1.3 3-cell battery in there.
Now I've seen two different tire combinations on this truck. What's the one you have on here now?
So this is the, I think this is RC 4-wheel drive, their Dirt Grabber, if I'm saying that right?
Yeah.
With their, is that a 1.9?
It's a 1.9.
Yeah, so it's a 1.9 rim. I put them on. They're capable. They certainly do well.
They are sticky.
They are sticky, and they certainly do well for, you know, general all around goodness and fun. I've had your slots 1.9.
Yep.
With the Mickey Thompsons, right? The
Yep.
MTs on that. A little taller, right? I think they're. I'm not sure of the height.
Yeah,
of
the
it.
MT is a little. The Mickey Thompson's a little bit taller diameter, eh? It's still class 1 though.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the tire combinations I've had, and you know, you've said something important. I competed in class 1, which for me, that's all I needed. That's all I wanted. You may want to touch on the sort of certain different classes, but for me at the competition I went, class 1 seemed to fit me well. I'm not sure exactly what class 2 entails, but I think it's a different tire combination or what have you.
Tire size, fender coverage. There's a few other changes. Yeah, we should do a video on that. Eh?
Yeah,
With
we
the
will. Yeah,
Class 1, class 2 differences, and what trucks we have and what class.
yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah. And for those out there, you should really sort of, as I said, this East Coast scale competition, and perhaps we'll have some local ones. They're a lot of fun, and
Oh, yeah.
just get the guys together with all different types of trucks. It's really neat. And I think when we went to that competition, there was like 80 trucks or something.
Oh yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, there was a lot.
And
of
it sold out in 22 hours this year. The whole event, the
Yeah.
East Coast Scale Challenge, sold out in 22 hours.
amazing.
Yeah.
And cool little details. I don't know if you guys can see that, but even you go as far as putting in a little antenna. This is, I think, what do we call that? A ball link?
Yeah, that's a ball end for. I wonder what that was for.
No.
Mini or something?
Something like that, and you just grind it down, and then
Yeah.
feed some a little bit of wiring through there, and away you
Yeah.
go. So
And you got a muffler in the back here.
Yep.
Can't hardly see that, but
Yep.
there's a muffler in there. Everybody's got to have one.
And those are the things you need too, like to dress it up, to make it look neat and make it look real and compete. They're looking for those types of things, and
Yeah.
the scale side of things is really catching on and really a lot of fun.
You should get extra points for real rust.
There's a lot of it right at the moment.
There's legit rust on this bumper.
Yeah, for
It's for real.
Yeah, it is.
One of my favorite things about this truck, watching Dana build it actually a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
is when the truck just was like frame with the axles hung on it, basic start. The frame was already brown.
Right.
Can you guys see that? He's got the whole frame already painted rusty brown. Before the truck was even assembled, the frame was painted. So, that tells you the start that this guy has. I mean, I really wish you could see the interior here. Now, you didn't hand scratch all of this, but you did a lot of it. So what did you use for the main interior?
Sure. Is it Dinky RC?
Dinky RC, yeah.
Yeah, their honcho kit was the start of the interior, and then in order to fit into this specific body, I had to sort of adapt it and cut it how I see fit. But it started life as a RC Dinky honcho kit, and then a full custom styrene back back part of this is all custom and styrene. And that's a lot of fun. The styrene side of things, you really get into a lot of amazing stuff that you can do with that. So it's been a really good time, a lot of fun, and a lot of man hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the hours for sure that we put into these things.
Yeah.
So tell me, what was one of the challenges you had building this particular rig?
Probably the biggest challenge, to be honest with you, is mounting the body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really was challenged with that. It's just getting it right, getting it to sit right, getting it to look right, and then how many times have you been out there, especially some of the stock stuff out there, and you've bashed around and your body starts to fly off or break off or what have you. So to get the body mounted properly was something that I really not necessarily struggled, but just wanted it to look right, and I think we've got a good combination now. So
I like the ride height. I mean, to me, the truck not too high. I don't like seeing all the frames sticking out underneath. You've got a really nice combination of beefy look and good height. And besides that, you're keeping the weight down low on the truck, and so the performance is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it truly is.
We've got a bunch of videos of this truck already done from last summer.
Yeah, it's got a few different, as I said, rims on there. The slots, the aluminum slots, really look sharp on that with the Mickey Thompsons. But yeah, we've got a few videos out there. You'll have to link those.
I'll link them down at the bottom there.
Yeah.
So you can look through the about section and have a look at the videos of this great Blazer. There's one specific one I'll put at the top of the list that's just Blazer. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this truck looks fantastic in the video. And of course, there's something unique going on here in the front, right? Because this is not Lexan in the front.
Oh, right, yeah.
So what is it that's going on in the front here?
Well, yeah, good eye. I forgot about this. Is actually the Clodbuster vintage grill that's been put on this. So with the Proline body, and this is actually sprayed on the outside to give it a little bit more realism that I think Kevin had done. So, but we also added the vintage Claude grill, which sort of really sets it off, because I'm not a big fan of the molded in Lexan grills that they have out there. So this really sort of makes it gives it to the next level for sure.
And if I may say so myself, it's a perfect fit for this body.
Yeah, it truly is.
I mean, perfect fit.
Yeah, it's nice.
The proportions are right. Everything's right about it.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's just that's the kind of little extra detail that, you know, in wipers, antenna, mirrors. I mean, the little stuff like that. It really makes a difference to me to bring this to the next level on the scale side. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, good times.
What do you want to do with this summer? Do you have plans for this? Are you going to do some upgrades? Any changes? What
well,
kind of running do you want to do?
You and I are talking about a G6, which is another type of competition that I'm learning about, thanks to you. So, yeah, I would like to enter this in a G6, and there's a few different changes that it'll go through. You know, we'll have to sort of perhaps rethink the battery storage and placement so that we can get some life out of it. And with that, you know, in a G6, you know, I'll have to make a few more scale items, you know, shovels and you know, ramps and so on and so forth. I'd like to add to this in some way so that they're there for the G6. So yeah, and it's my daily runner. If you know, we all have shelf queens out there that we don't necessarily want to scratch.
Yeah.
But this one, at least I can head out to the trails and give her. So.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to add? I mean, I think we covered the whole rig.
I think so. I think it's I think that's it. That's it, and it's all its glory, I'd like to say. But
wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I certainly love this thing. It's one of my favorites for sure that I've seen and have my hands on. So I'll link the videos for this blazer down below. Have a look at all those, and thanks again for liking the videos. Thanks for commenting. Share this around. If you know somebody who's building a blazer like this, maybe share the video with them, and they can write in their comments about what they're doing with their blazer. And we'd love to hear from you guys about that stuff. I'll also put a link down below for the scale truck rules that clarify Class 1, Class 2, because we keep talking about that. Like every second video on the channel, we keep talking about the rig classes. So I'm going to link the rules down below for that, where we're getting all this information. And then we're going to have to get together and do a video about that, eh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That'll be great.
Yep.
Again, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the rig review. And share, comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.